So Guy, we're out here this morning, bit of pre-fishing for the Flatty Classic. What's the plan for today? We got squid tracks and a mad scout rigged up. What are you thinking?
Right, so this morning here we'll just start out in a bit of shallow water, see if we can turn over a couple of smaller fish, and then as the day goes on we might look into go into a bit deeper water and we'll see what happens, play it out from there. New squid, like you said, and new sea core rods, and we'll give it a go.
Sounds good. All right, there's a few birds on this point here, a little bit of bait, so let's see what we can find, eh?
Let's go get one.
So I've got the little 55 squid tracks on here. There's a couple of ways you can fish it in the shallows. You can just give it a little hop. You can just feel it vibrating. Just kind of let it lift up, sink down, vibrates as it goes up and sinks down. You can also just fish it really slow, just slow wind. You won't actually feel it vibrate, but if you have a look at it in the water, just moving really slow, it just gets this little sort of shimmy to it. And you got to remember it's also a squid, so just kind of sitting there in the current with the tentacles wafting, sometimes that really slow, subtle approach can be effective. You just got to find what's working on the day. I've had one bite on the lift and kind of hop retrieve with a little bit of vibration, so just varying it and seeing what happens.
I actually tied it off on that front toe point, just sort of gave it a bit more of a hop, you know.
Yeah, you're working it a bit faster there.
Yeah, more like I suppose a plastic retrieve as opposed to the vibe. Just a little one again. Yeah, just tied it off on that front toe point.
Bit of a different action and a faster retrieve.
Yeah, just a bit more erratic and first cast with it, so
it was.
Obviously worked.
Well, these bags are really waterproof unless you leave the lid open, so this was 5 o'clock this morning, tearing down Moreton Bay, trying to get down to Cabbage Tree Point to pick everyone up, punching into 20 knots of southwesterly. Wasn't as much fun as I thought it was going to be. Got a bit of water over the front, a little bit of a tidal wave, so clean up the bag and get my big squid tracks out. There it is, that's the plan. A little bit bigger squid tracks. Guy was getting a few bites on the bigger size, so gonna give that a shot and see what happens.
Change spots here now. We've sort of moved out closer to the entrance of the bar. The tide's starting to slacken off a little bit, so this is a place where the water really runs when the tide's moving. So when it slackens off on the tide, the fish sort of school up a little bit, and you can, if they're here, you can get onto a good bite. So we'll give it a go here on the change and see what happens. I think we have ourselves a long tom. World's smallest flathead. Micro flathead. Just come out and gave the deep a bit of a go on this change of tide. Nothing seemed to be happening out here, so we'll head back up into the system a little bit more so we can find a bit shallower water, find a bit of bait, and see if we can tick over a few fish in there. Just had a big one roll on my lure. Oh, yep, good one. Big fish. On the Maverick. Oh, he's all right. Yeah, that fish come up, just fishing that 115 Maverick in mullet colour over that weed bed. Just goes to show they will in shallow water come up off the bottom and eat a lure. So not a huge fish, but he's definitely a nice one for surface, I suppose. So we just come up from the deep water. We just pushed into shallow water here. It's only probably about, I don't know, foot and a half up there where that weed meets the sand. Just throwing the Maverick 115, it's a good option when the water's real shallow because it dives down that little bit, but not too deep that it gets stuck in the weed. So this bloke just come up and smashed it on the paws off the top. So he'll be a 60 odd centimetre fish. So good scoring fish in the Classic. You might think those little assist hooks in the back of that squid trex there are too small, but when they find their place, there's no getting away. Both those hooks are well and truly pinned in that bottom jaw.
So, mate, I reckon we fished a flathead Classic together probably, what, 10 years ago?
Yeah,
but
I reckon. Yeah,
I don't know, it was a long time ago, but you've been living here, what, pretty much your whole life fishing this area, obviously. Oh, hello.
There's a fish.
That well.
Yeah, that well. Yeah, I've been based around sort of the southern Moreton Bay, sort of Broadwater my whole life. So, you know, chasing flathead and that around here is sort of, you know, part of growing up sort of thing for me. So
second nature, there you go.
Second nature, yeah. There's a little one for you. So they eating that squid.
All over them.
Choked it down. Might even need a little bit of surgery to get that one out.
You were saying you take the kids over the sandbank there most weekends and...
Yeah, that's sort of our typical Sunday, you know, we throw the dog and the kids in the tinny and just buzz over there. It's sort of it's an easy day, you know. When people say, oh, I went to the beach for the weekend, they don't realise, you know, we just duck over here and we've got, you know, probably 30 kilometres of beach all to ourselves. So that's our Sunday normally, so.
Yeah, it's awesome and good fishing to boot.
Good fishing.
Can't beat it, eh?
Always seem to get a few floated, so yeah, we're always down here. There you go, new spot, first cast up on that flat with the 115 Maverick. Hey, a little tacker, but yeah, considering we just got this one and Damon just had another hit there, there might be a bit of a patch of them up there, but just a little fish. Goes to show that even a small fish can eat fairly large lure, so that's a perfect imitation of a mullet or something like that. So let him go so we can get another one.
So, mate, what's your top 3 flatty lures?
Probably in the shallow water, my number 1 would be the 65 Mad Scad. Such a versatile little lure, you know, you that sort of down to 2 metre depth, you can work it down. So, and you know, it's not just one depth, and you know, you can sort of twitch it over the real shallow stuff, sink it down that little bit deeper, sink it down a ledge. So it's quite a versatile little lure. Number 2 would probably be the Vertrex Swim. That lure, for some reason, it just attracts big fish. Last year, I think nearly every fish I caught over 80 centimetres come off that one little lure. So for such a small little lure, it just seemed to attract big fish. So that'd be number 2. Number 3, you can't go past a plastic. It's so versatile. You can change the weight on it. So that'd be number 3.
You prefer a paddle tail or a jerk bait, or what's your sort of go-to in a plastic?
Paddle tails seem to be sort of a good stable, but I will fish anything. But curl tail, jerk bait, doesn't matter. It's sort of, they all work. You know, everything's got its day.
Yeah,
so.
Cool. 65 Mad Scad on here, so
yeah, hopefully we can
see what happens.
Pull one out of this drain. Just come up to one of these popular drains that a lot of people fish in the Classic, so we'd finish the day here and just hopping a little squid back. and had a bite a couple of casts ago, and then pretty well in the same spot, just got this little fish. So not a big fish, but in the classic they all count, so it's good to see that there's a few starting to show up. Right under the boat.
Right under the boat.
Yep, under the boat again.
There it is, we just got to drop under the boat.
Pigeon pair. Oh, he doesn't like that net. Get in there.
Double flatties, we're just vertical jigging them under the boat there.
Yeah, you got
in this channel quite well.
Yeah, smack bang in the middle there. They're obviously following it back and just hitting it as we're lifting it up off the bottom. So
yeah,
everything eats a squid.
Yeah, they're in this gutter. I don't know if, how much more time we got left today, but that's could be a nice way to end it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, good range of lures, mate. I'm hopefully in the Flatty Classic in a couple of weeks, mate. We can.
Yeah, well, good luck. Hopefully, hopefully you get into them. I mean, you've won it before, so hopefully another one.
Yeah.
Might get a few on the squid tracks and the mad scad and whatever. That's certainly been working for you. So.
Yeah, no, thanks for that, mate. Yeah, it's been a good day, and yeah, hopefully we do all right.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for showing us around. It's been great.
No worries.